What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 119, and we start today's episode off with a game against Chelsea here in match day 3 of our Champions League group. We've won one and we've drawn one so far. We beat Galatasaray on the opening game. We then drew with Ajax and El Sardinero. Now we travel to London to take on Chelsea, who have got 2 wins out of 2 from their opening 2 games. So coming to this game here, not really feeling too optimistic. However, it is worth noting we haven't lost so far this season. We've won all of our games but 2, and of course we do come on the back of a win against Barcelona in La Liga in the last game. So, you know, I was a little bit pessimistic, don't get me wrong, because I had to make some changes. There were some tired legs out there, but obviously with Chelsea starts the group as well. They're the dominant side so far with 2 wins from 2, the only side to do that in the group. But I was still, you know, I wasn't exactly too negative, like I thought we were going to get battered or something, but I just did think we might have our first defeat of the season in this game. But the first chance fell to Chelsea, and then that chance fell there from the goal kick as we passed our way forward. Oza Perez' shot in just wide the post though, and it was still 0-0. And to be honest, it was a really slow game. Not much was really happening. Cesc Fabregas was denied by David De Gea here, and it was still 0-0. And it was still goalless with 64 minutes on the clock. There wasn't really much to report. Chelsea may have won their opening 2 games, but in this one, other than the 2 chances they had, they weren't really looking threatening at all, and we were just passing the ball around for the most part and trying to dominate possession. And in the 65th minute, we turned the possession into a goal as well. Pedro Obiang picked out Mamadou Tunkara, getting a rare start in this game, and he makes it Chelsea 0, Racing Santander 1. So a bit of a surprise really. Obiang played him through with a fantastic through ball. The team come and celebrate with us. Tunkara does give us the lead, and you know, this Chelsea side, after winning their opening 2 games, they thrashed Ajax in match day 1 as well. I was thinking this would be really difficult for us, but to be honest, other than David De Gea making a good save and one chance going just off target, they didn't really do much at all. It was a real surprise, and as Perez goes through here in the 72nd minute, we could have made it 2-0. He turns Raphael Varane, but Courtois bails out the French defender with a good save, and it's still 1-0. And the final chance fell in the 86th minute. Fabregas plays a ball through towards Cahill. He flicks it onto Cavani, and his shot goes wide at the post from behind for a goal kick when he really should have scored an equaliser. 3 minutes to go, and it was how the game would finish. Chelsea 0, Racing Santander 1. So another win notched up for us. We are now the group leaders with 7 points after the opening 3 games. Chelsea, of course, have 6. So yeah, we won the game, and I was so surprised because after the game was finished, I was like, how was it that easy? Like, seriously, how was that game so easy for me? Because don't get me wrong, it's not like we dominated or anything, but they barely ever put in too many attacks other than the Cavani chance late on. The Fabregas shot was saved, and the early chance they had. Other than that, they might have had 1 or 2 more chances that I can think of, but other than that, they were really, really poor. And for a side who were trailing after 65 minutes, you know, the final 25 minutes, one of the only chances they had was Cavani's, which was put wide at the post. It was just a really poor game for Mourinho's men, and I was surprised we did leave Stamford Bridge with all 3 points, but we did, and I'm delighted with that. And we take on Granada for the second of 3 games in today's episode here, so back to La Liga duties, hoping to notch up another win for us as we return to the league. And the first chance did fall to the away side here as Rodriguez wins us the ball and plays it through towards Morata. It's a great chance for Morata, who's had a great start to the season, to keep on scoring. He tries to round the goalkeeper, does do so, but he makes the angle a little bit tight for him. He's on his weaker foot. He was falling backwards and he can't hit the target. So still 0-0, and I messed that chance up pretty badly. In the 28th minute, Granada had a good chance to open the scoring here as Larson swings it across towards Sissoko, but his header goes off target and behind for a goal kick. And it was still 0-0 until the 36th minute as Isco wins the ball here, takes it round his man with a quick little piece of skill, picks out young Hanalise, fake shots around his man, then plays it through towards Jesse Rodriguez, quick little reverse step over, goes through and shoots, and does find the back of the net as well. So Morata's had a really good start to the season, so has this man. Jesse Rodriguez makes it Granada 0, Racing Santander 1, and we do take the lead at 7 minutes before the break. So I thought I overplayed it there with young Hanalise, but in the end I didn't. Rodriguez reverse step over around his man and smashed the ball in to get his 8th goal of the Liga season so far. So 1-0 to Racing Santander. The final chance of the half fell here in the 45th minute as we had ourselves a free kick. Jesse Rodriguez was 37 yards out. I decided to go for goal, and it almost crept into the bottom corner. It did go just wide the post though, and it was still 1-0 going into the break. And 4 minutes after the restart here, Obiang plays the ball through towards Morata down the right hand side. He turns his man and gets taken down by a former defender, Bigaz, and the referee awards a penalty. And the debatable penalties continue because I did not think this was a penalty myself. It was our former defender, Bigaz, who took down Morata, and it was a bit of a not a theatrical dive by Morata, but he did seem to go quite high in in the air. But I didn't think that was a penalty myself because he seemed to win the ball cleanly, Bigaz, and I didn't think it was a penalty. We've won quite a few debatable penalties already this season. Some, yes, probably are penalties, some probably aren't penalties. I wasn't sure about that one. I didn't think it was myself anyway. So as per usual, we chip it down the middle, and this time the goalkeeper stays down the middle. So Rodriguez chips it to Oya, and he has a simple save. So it's still 1-0 in this game, and I thought justice was done, so I didn't think it was a penalty myself, and so it's still 1-0. In the 57th minute, GRANADA went pretty close to scoring a nice goal there. His half volley going just wide the post, but it was still 1-0. And in the 64th minute, we had ourselves a corner. Rodriguez crosses the ball in, picks out Borja Lopez, and we do get our second goal of the game. So we chipped a penalty down the middle to the goalkeeper whilst it was 1-0. That would have made it 2-0, but his header does make it 2-0. It's Borja Lopez putting it past the goalkeeper, and it's GRANADA 0, Racing Santander 2. So nice corner by Rodriguez, and Borja Lopez, he's one of the several players we have in this Racing Santander team that just will not grow regardless of how good his form is. And it's a shame because he is a really good defender for us. He's 6'4", he's really solid at the back, he's really capable in terms of his defensive capabilities. He's a solid player for us. I'd love to use him for the country as well, but he just won't grow. But I'm not going to take him out of the team or anything. So he does really well for us, and he does make it GRANADA 0, Racing Santander 2 with his second goal of the season. And in the 85th minute, we won ourselves another penalty in this game as well. So the second penalty won, but this one was more of an obvious one, I felt, as Correo Armado off the bench here goes down the right hand side, stops the ball to fake Rabona. Blanco hops around Murillo and gets taken down as well. There was slight contact with the ball the GRANADA player made, but as you can see, there was a lot of contact with Correo Armado, and to me that was a definite penalty. So penalty to Racing Santander. We chipped the first one down the middle, but I thought this one was a penalty, so I was going to stand up and try and score it. So could Rodriguez not really make amends from the spot because I deliberately tried to miss the first penalty, but could Rodriguez make it 3-0 here? Yes, he could. The goalkeeper was probably expecting it to chip it down the middle again. He doesn't, and Rodriguez puts it into the top corner and makes it GRANADA 0, Racing Santander 3. So 3 goals up in this game. The winning streak is going to survive, and we're going to do it in style as well, and thoroughly deserved as well. This was a dominant display by us. We looked really, really strong all game long, and Rodriguez gets his 9th goal in La Liga this season. And, you know, the first penalty was debatable. I didn't think there was any debate about that one. I definitely thought it was a spot kick, and I'm glad we scored it. So final score, GRANADA 0, Racing 3, 2 goals for Rodriguez, and also a goal for Borja Lopez as well. So pretty pleased with that result there. And the third and final game of today's episode is against Real Valladolid here at El Sardinero. Now, in episode number 117, I asked you guys whether you'd like to see me start simulating some games against teams which we probably should beat at home. And the majority of you guys did say yes. Some of you said no, you'd prefer me not to simulate any. But a lot of you guys did say yes. However, I didn't upload that episode before I started getting the gameplay for this one. Now, Real Valladolid was sitting in 19th place coming into this game. This was a home game, so I didn't simulate it just in case you guys didn't want me to. But after looking at the comments from episode number 117, thanks for all the comments. It seems like the majority of you guys would like me to start simulating some games against these sort of lesser ranked teams, if you will. So this game I did decide to play, but from the time being, from now on, I think I'll probably start simulating home games in La Liga against teams in the bottom 5 or possibly 6 places. Still, this is a pretty frustrating game to us because there were quite a few chances, but the majority of them were sort of soft, timid shots like the first one you would have seen. It wasn't until the 84th minute we had our first real chance, Morata going forward, but that shot off target, and it was still 0-0. And in stoppage time, it was still goalless here. Rodriguez's free kick takes a deflection and ends up hitting the post, and Valladolid clear. So it was still 0-0 in this game. And it looked as though it was going to finish as a goalless draw as well, which would have been really frustrating. In the final 20 minutes, Valladolid basically just parked the bus and wouldn't allow us to get ourselves forward and get ourselves chances. However, as we kept the chance alive here, Rodriguez goes down the right-hand side, takes it around his man with a heel-to-heel flick, gets taken down, and the referee awards our 3rd penalty in 2 games. And you know, the first penalty you would have seen in this episode was debatable, but these two, the last one against GRANADA, which we won through Correo Armado, and this one against Rodriguez, both definite penalties. The Valladolid man slides in, he gets clipped, Rodriguez, and he hits the deck, and the referee has no choice but to award a penalty. So real relief for us in stoppage time here, winning ourselves a penalty. Our penalty record is usually pretty good when we try and score them, so it's going to be Rodriguez against the goalkeeper. I fancy my chances of smashing it past Marino, to be honest. nice, and we did as well. The goalkeeper was rooted to the spot. Rodriguez smashes the ball into the top corner and makes it Racing Santander 1, Valladolid 0, and he's already into double figures this season for Rodriguez. I'm pretty sure like half his goals have been penalties. Even so, it's Racing 1, Valladolid 0. We are going to claim the 3 points thanks to that stoppage time penalty, and there were quite a few chances, to be honest. We did deserve to win the game and everything. It's just that the shots were really timid and quite tame, but we did get ourselves the winner in stoppage time, and it was the last chance of the game as well, as the referee blew for full time right from kickoff. So relieved to get the win there, keep the winning streak alive, and yeah, I was going to simulate that game. I wish I would have done now, to be honest. It could have been a bit more routine for us, that victory, but the most important thing was the win. We got it, and I'm really pleased with that. But that does end the episode, guys. So as always, a big thank you for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.